This is Michael Rakowitz. His current studio project is called The Invisible Enemy Should Not Exist, where he and his team are reappearing the Northwest Palace of Nimrud, which was destroyed by ISIS. They've been working on it since 2006 and are now nearing the end. I had the chance to visit Michael's studio in Edgewater last Friday and learn about what they've been working on, how it's been adapted due to COVID, and what this project means to both him and his team.
We had a commission as a studio to do an exhibition at the Welland Museum of Art at Hamilton College. And so we were supposed to reappear all of those panels that ISIS destroyed. Since then, shifted gears because everybody had to work remotely. And so instead of working on the reliefs, we started to work again on making smaller artifacts that were stolen from the Iraq Museum. In the years that I've been doing the project, my team and I have made about 900. So it's clearly a work that's going to outlive me and my studio.
Inside the studio were many of the smaller reappeared relief statues from inside the museum. A prayer bust, some stamps that were used to leave personal signatures on clay, as well as a head that had snapped off a larger statue. And each had a story behind it. In its own room, however, was the largest reappeared relic of all, the final panel of the palace wall.
So these winged creatures that are part man, part bird, are what they call apkalu in Assyrian. And they are these benevolent deities that are also referred to as genies. And here they are together approaching the Assyrian tree of life, which is a date palm.
Each of these reappearances, however, are not just direct recreations.
And so it's made from the Middle Eastern foodstuffs, or the packaging of Middle Eastern foodstuffs that one finds throughout the United States where there are Arab communities. And my mom's family being from Baghdad, these are all the kind of colorful packagings that I grew up with.
And he's right. Michael and the team see a lot of themselves in their work, even if they've never seen the pieces they are reappearing in real life.
The project we're working on right now, The Invisible Enemy Should Not Exist, revolves around Mesopotamia and Mesopotamian heritage in a way. And I'm born and raised in Turkey, so that is extremely close to the culture I was born in, but also like what I learned in elementary school. I would learn about Sumer and I learned about Mesopotamia. And now I'm working with it so intimately.
For Michael, these pieces are a reappearance of a home he's never been able to know, and an identity he has worked to understand.
But when I was growing up, everything that was on the floor was from Iraq, everything that was on the walls was from Iraq. What was coming out of the kitchen was most definitely from Iraq. And so I always talk about how my grandparents were kind of like the first installation artists that I ever met, because they really created this immersive experience. And that would become something that was very useful to me, because when the Persian Gulf War happened in 1991, I realized that, the place that my grandparents fled to was going to destroy the place they fled from. And when those first green tinted CNN images appeared on television of these buildings being blown up, buildings that I would now never get to see, I just realized exactly who we were.
You can learn more about Michael and his projects on his website, or even take a class with him in the Art Theory and Practice department during the normal school year. Although most of his week is spent in the studio, it's his time as a professor that helps him refine and understand his views on art.
In a lot of ways, I feel like Michael's work, even before I knew him, I felt like it gave me a certain kind of permission to pursue a research-based practice, to still maintain materially based practice. He's really also invested in making this like a way for me to move forward as an artist.
I think I go into all of my projects with questions more than answers, and a certain amount of doubt, so that it's worthwhile. It's not just taking my practice and inserting it in one place and then leaving. It's actually looking to do something with those communities and working in a way that's context specific and site specific.